going on, everybody? How you doing today? Here I am in Palmdale, California. It's up in the desert. It's about an hour outside of LA, north. And hot, sticky, windy. And I've got a good mic for this camera, but I'm hoping the wind doesn't affect it too much because it gets very windy here and it's difficult. This story is hard, it's tough. It has to do with child abuse at a level that, if you know the story, you know the level that it's at. If you don't know the story, it is sickening, unsettling, and if you can't handle some details, I don't blame you, and you may not be able to watch. And I want everybody to watch the short films that I put up. I want everybody to be able to watch them, but of course, this is at a level of depravity and gruesomeness that I got to give that warning, and a verbal one, not just something on the screen. I've known about this story for a long time, and I wanted to come to this location. I've been to Palmdale and the Lancaster area many times, Apple Valley. I love it up here, but this is one of the worst stories I've ever covered. And I just realized, or just heard last night, there was a Netflix special on this case that I didn't know about. I don't watch documentaries anymore about subjects I'm going to cover. I love documentaries, but if it's something I want to cover, I don't watch it. So I do my research via old school. I read everything I can about the case, and because I just don't want to. I don't want to see the way other people shoot things and that sort of thing. And when I get to a place, I want it to be the first time I see it. And for my viewers, if they haven't seen another documentary on the subject, it would be their first time as well. So, but I'm sure Netflix did a great job. They have a much bigger budget than I do. This is a story about the murder of Gabriel Fernandez, 8 years old, in 2013. And here we are in Palmdale, and this is where it happened, right over here. 8 years old, murdered by his mother and her boyfriend. The disgust I have for these people is pretty high. We're gonna go take a look at the mural. I'm gonna tell you about this story, and then we're gonna go see another memorial, and I'll show you where the crime was committed. So we're walking up towards the memorial right now for little Gabriel, and I should mention that's the apartment block right there where it happened, right behind. And there is no gravesite for Gabriel. His ashes are with family members. I believe there is a tree around the corner. That's another memorial, but let's take a look here. I'm going to tell you the details of what happened to this little boy. And like I said, it's not easy to talk about. It's not easy for you to hear. We're going to talk about it. This is Gabriel. Gabriel Fernandez was a sweet 8-year-old boy who liked to help others. He had lived with different relatives before moving in with his mother and her boyfriend, Pearl Fernandez, and Isauro Aguirre in 2012. He had previously lived with an uncle and his grandparents. Early footage of Gabriel while he lived with his uncle depicts a happy and healthy child. It has been reported that his mother only took him in 2012 in order to gain welfare benefits. For 8 months, Gabriel was subjected to physical and mental abuse. He was often called gay and punished for exhibiting perceived female traits like playing with dolls. According to testimonies by his own siblings, in addition to being beaten on several occasions, he was often forced to eat cat litter, rotten spinach, and his own vomit. He was also tied up and gagged inside a torture box. At school, his teachers noticed all was not well with Gabriel, who would ask questions such as if it was normal to be hit with belt buckles and if it was normal to bleed. After school authorities reporting the child's condition to the LA County Department of Children and Family Services, a social worker was assigned to his case. The social worker failed to remove Gabriel from the unsafe environment. As time went by, school authorities began to notice fresh wounds, including bruises on his body, injuries to his lips as a result of punches, bruises on his scalp, and patches of hair missing. Bruises on Gabriel's face were determined to be as a result of his mother shooting him with a BB gun. On May 22, 2013, a call was made to 911 by Gabriel's mother to report that her son was not breathing. On arrival, paramedics found Gabriel with broken ribs, BB pellets stuck in his body, and a cracked skull. It was immediately clear to emergency responders that there had been severe abuse. Gabriel was declared brain dead upon being taken to the hospital, and he died on May 24, 2013. Prosecutors brought first-degree murder charges with a special circumstance of intentional murder by torture to Gabriel's mother Pearl and her boyfriend Aguirre. Aguirre was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to death in 2018. He is currently on death row at San Quentin State Prison. Gabriel's mother Pearl pled guilty to first-degree murder as part of a deal which would spare her the death penalty. She is currently serving a life sentence at Coachella State Women's Prison. So now we're gonna go just walk around the corner, and there should be a tree that's a memorial. It's called Gabriel's Tree, and I believe it's right kind of in front of the buildings and almost directly in front of the exact unit where Gabriel lived for 7 months of his life, the last 7 months of his life. Now that right there, that is Gabriel's tree. And the building right there, that is where it happened. I'm not sure exactly which unit. I thought, I'm not sure if it's one big unit, each one, how it's divided. But I know they're pretty big. But I normally don't see the address, but it's number 245, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how. Because I know that the paramedics went in the side. So it's the side entrances. Just trying to figure it out. I was in that building though. Let's go take a look at the memorial. Here it reads, Gabriel Fernandez, February 20th, 2005 to May 22nd, 2013. A precious child has gained his wings, his voice silenced. Stand up against child abuse. See something, say something. And I did bring a little something for Gabriel from all of us, from the viewers of my channel. And we're going to try to place it in here. It's a little bear that I got from Target. And he can stay right there. He's not going anywhere. Eight years old. 4'1", 59 pounds. I've said before on my channel, when someone that's small, that tiny, we all ask ourselves, how could somebody? There's a special place in, I don't know if it's hell or a special place. The worst can't be done to the worst can't be done to these people who did what they did to Gabriel. There's no bigger coward than somebody who preys or abuses children, the elderly, animals, the defenseless, innocent, ones who can't defend themselves. Just think of 4'1", 59 pounds. Every inch of his body abused. Ultimately, his death was ruled blunt force trauma, child neglect. Pellet gun wounds to his lungs, to his groin, burns. I believe, I was going to walk down here. Wasn't too sure about the going around back, taking a look, but like how many people would be out. But it looks like it's pretty quiet today here. But it's going to be the one right beside me, one of the units down this way. It's down there. It's weird when you're at a place where something like this happened, and I mean, it made international, it made worldwide headlines, this case. And it's weird when you're actually at the place thinking that little boy walked these same sidewalks. Sure, he waited for the bus somewhere, the school bus somewhere around, right around here. There's the house there, the apartment. Played on these lawns. If I don't think he had a chance to play, what am I talking? I think he just went to school and back up until the end of his life. These are the same streets he would have seen. I'm going to walk over to the mural again and take a last look. And we'll drive through the back and give a different angle of the house. Again, I said house. It's an apartment complex, but same thing. One of these ones back here is where it happened. One of those ones to the left.
You know, I can only wish, I really do, that you both, in the middle of the night, you wake up and you think of the injuries that you subjected this poor young man, this poor 7-year-old, and that it tortures you. I rarely say that. I rarely say that. It'll be a different type of torture because you won't be in pain, physical pain. But I'm not sure that you're capable of doing that. But that's my wish.
Although social worker Stephanie Rodriguez and other representatives of child protection agencies visited Gabriel's home on a number of occasions, they claim to have never found strong enough signs of abuse in order to remove Gabriel from the house. Later investigations revealed Rodriguez had never received information which showed Pearl Fernandez had abused and neglected her other children. Criminal charges alleging the social workers had minimized evidence of Gabriel's abuse were leveled against Rodriguez and 3 other social workers. They were also accused of falsifying reports that safety programs for Gabriel were working, when in actuality his case had become much, much worse. Rodriguez, in a statement, said that at the time she was responsible for Gabriel's case, she was working on other children whose conditions she felt were equally or more dangerous. The social workers were cleared of the charges in January of 2020. So here we are back at the mural. Count them. 1, 2, 3. That third building. That's where little Gabriel took his last breath. Right on the other side of that wall. So that's not it. That's my story that I presented about Gabriel, but that's not it. His story is much bigger. I was about to say, that's it for the video. It doesn't seem right. I'm talking about little Gabriel. Yeah, I just think when you think of someone that small, I mean, not, like, how anyone can do that. And probably right now it's happening somewhere to a small child. More than a few. Needless to say, the system failed Gabriel. If you see something, say something. If you know of something going on with a child being abused, I don't have to say this, you know this, I'm not preaching. So if something like this doesn't happen, but we all know we live in this, I am preaching, but we all know the world we live in. We're going to hear a story about this again someday, and it's going to be just as heartbreaking. Well, we wish we couldn't. I wish I didn't have to do this story about Gabriel, but I want to, and I've always wanted to come here. Rest in peace, little man. To his mother, I hope your cell is getting smaller and smaller. And to the boyfriend, you are going to be executed at some point, possibly. If you're not, I hope that death row cell gets smaller and smaller. No TV, no radio, no books. Not for something like this. People like that don't deserve any comforts. Annie. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. What happened to him should happen to them. And I don't fault you for thinking that. Okay. Rest in peace once again, Gabriel. Thanks. Love you all. Peace out.